In this video, I discuss the best towing upgrades for your PowerStroke 6.7. Number one is the 60-gallon SMB fuel tank. I recently got this installed and I've been kicking myself because I can't believe I waited so long to get this tank. It is a game changer. Normally, unloaded, I could go between 500 and 600 miles, and with a load, towing, and with my payload capacity close to GVWR max, I would probably get 300 to 350 miles of range. But now with this 60-gallon tank, I've effectively doubled that. So I can go 600 to 700 miles while loaded, and I can go between 1,000 and 1,200 miles unloaded on a single tank with this upgrade. So this, in my opinion, is the number one upgrade. The tank itself is $1,200, which is expensive. It's not cheap, and then of course you have to get it installed somewhere, but it will save you time, it will save you money, especially for those of you that are driving the interstate a lot. If you just do a lot of around town hauling, it might not be worth it, but if you're doing a lot of long trips, you have to get this. And just to illustrate this, if I go into the truck, right now I have about a half tank of fuel. Okay, a little less than half tank of fuel, but you'll see I still have 448 miles left until empty with a half tank, which is just insane. It's an awesome upgrade. The second upgrade that I cannot recommend enough for the 6.7 PowerStroke is replacing that problematic cold side pipe. Especially when you're towing, if you're gonna be under a lot of boost, or hey, maybe you're not towing, maybe you're gonna throw a hot tune in your truck and try to go beat Civics off the starting line. Whatever you're gonna do, if you're going to be stressing those hoses at any level, it's a smart idea to replace that cold side pipe, because the stock one's just made of super cheap material. I know I've heard from several people who have blown their stock hose, and it's not an incredibly difficult install. I think most people can probably do it themselves. I'm currently running the SMB cold side pipe and it has been phenomenal. I think I've probably put about 80,000 miles on it and it just works. So replace that. I would say that's definitely something you don't want to wait until it fails. Just do the preemptive strike, replace it. You know, it's a few $100 upgrade, but I would say most people can install it themselves, so just get ahead of it, and if you're gonna be towing or hauling, replace that cold side pipe immediately. The third upgrade that I cannot recommend enough for towing with your 6.7 PowerStroke is load supports of some kind, whether it's Timbrens, whether it's airbags. I have the Timbrens for the F250. They call them the Timbren SES system. Essentially, they're just big rubber springs that you put where your bump stops would go, and they keep the back of your truck elevated. I actually had a problem recently where one of my bump stop support bolts rusted out, and so I had to get my brother to kind of weld me a new setup in there, but I have the Timbrens on now and I've been using them and they're just phenomenal. It really levels out the truck well. If you're going to be running anywhere near max payload capacity and you don't want to get the dreaded Cali lean and have your truck squatting, I would say these are definitely worth investing in. Again, another upgrade that's like a few $100s. You're not talking thousands of dollars like the fuel tank, but it will make the truck feel unbelievably stable. Now, I have nothing against airbags. I just didn't have the budget myself to install airbags, and I wanted to go with the cheapest thing possible, and the Timbrens have been great. But I would say get yourself some sort of load support setup, just so you know you're not squatting the truck out and you're staying safe while you're hauling. I think these trucks definitely are built to tow, and the F350s and F450s come with the additional helper spring, but for me, with the 250, you know, I'm trying to avoid any sort of weird steering geometry that happens when you get that squat, and so running these in the 250 is definitely a must if you're going to be out there towing. And lastly, one of the most essential upgrades or things to have when you're towing is a good set of mirrors so you can see the load you're towing and be aware of everything around you. And that's why this video is sponsored by Boost Auto. They actually make the mirrors that I currently have on the truck. A while ago, my wife was going through a drive-through and accidentally hit the stock mirrors on a cement pole, which made them crack. And so I had been looking for a solid replacement, but wanted to upgrade a little bit. And the Boost team actually reached out to me about a collaboration, and I was really stoked with the quality of their product and the fact that they offer several upgrade options to your OEM configuration. So for example, my XLT didn't come with power foldable or extendable mirrors, and they actually offer an upgrade path for you to add those to the truck. Outside of the mirrors just looking great, they also perform awesome. I was able to spec out a pair that also had the lower blind spot mirror heated, so I can de-ice the mirrors and defog them in the wintertime, both the top mirror and the bottom mirror, which was super important to me. All that aside, you definitely need mirrors to be in good working order when you're towing. They need to be extendable. You need to be able to adjust them. It's really important for safety and the longevity of the truck. And so, yeah, that last upgrade, for sure, get yourself a pair of mirrors if you don't have them. But if you already have them, make sure you take good care of them, because they're probably one of the more important things you have in your arsenal when you're towing and needing to stay safe. Thank you very much for watching this video. If there are upgrades in your opinion that I missed that should be included, that you think are essential to towing, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I already do have the Banks diff cover, but I just did a video on that in differential maintenance, so I wanted to change things up a little bit. But other things that you think are important to having a good tow and having your truck set up well for towing, please let me know. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time here on PowerStroke Maintenance. Cheers.